Hi, my name's Kate Gutiérrez, and currently I'm living in Sydney, Australia. My work at the moment is supporting women with endometriosis, and I do that through two key elements, which is nervous system support and menstrual cycle awareness. And I adopt a trauma-informed approach is the foundation of my work as well. One of the reasons that I also signed up was because of my community, the people that I work with. So trauma, there has been a link as trauma as a causative factor with endometriosis, as well as the fact that the pain can actually be traumatic. Well, it is traumatic. It's chronic pain, it's intense, and it happens over and over and over, and causes, of course, the pain so intense that it activates the nervous system. So I knew there was a safety piece that I needed to investigate, and I knew that for my community that they needed more care, and I needed to know about how to facilitate with that trauma-informed care, really. For me, it was also learning about the nervous system that was key, my own, and then that of how to facilitate that, to bring that across to my clients so that they know what is actually happening in their body and they get to know their nervous system. Because it is often, I feel, with endometriosis, we can talk about it in terms of it's an inflammatory disease. Um, and people often think that it's just related to the immune system, but I think we need to go a step back, and it's about the nervous system as well, especially how we react to our pain. So I just felt that it wasn't enough, the immune system and the inflammation. I needed to go a step before that. And I think much of it is, I think, working with the nervous system and that key element um, can decrease the pain over time because we're not so reactive. We're creating some space for our nervous system to respond to the pain rather than react. And then also what I was absolutely crucial were the trauma-informed facilitation skills that I learned. So the resourcing, the orienting, the grounding, the pendulation, the titration, they are the backbone of how I would facilitate with someone who had endometriosis that was one of my clients or within my community. And I guess I'd also like to add um, was the social justice piece. And this for me actually relates to another key element of my work, which is the menstrual cycle awareness. And so bringing menstruality out of the shadows, because the menstrual cycle is ignored. There's the menstrual taboo, as we call it, and it's been oppressed, and this wisdom has been taken away from women and those that menstruate, and we need to reclaim that. So that is a key part of the reason why I do the work that I do. It's quite big in that aspect, but it is really about bringing forth this knowledge, bringing menstruality out of the shadows and including it. And I think also we can look to, even with the nervous system, there is still a lot of focus and emphasis on one nervous system, and it is often the male nervous system, and we are still forgetting that the female nervous system responds to an infradian rhythm. So it's your monthly rhythm, and it's different to the male nervous system, which is more heavy on the circadian rhythm, even though they are cyclical beings as well. So we just need to take that into account, and the different hormones and the physiology that happens over that month. You know, it is really dismantling the system from the inside out. The more women reconnect with their cycles and reclaim them for what they are, you know, that's how I see it, dismantling the system from the inside out, one menstrual cycle at a time. One word comes to mind: safety. I think it's the foundation of healing. And I learned that on the training, and we started with resourcing. So that's how I do my work. Yeah, it was life changing. And what I loved about it too, and I'll just finish with this, was that it wasn't trying to change who we were. It was letting us be how we want to do our, you know, there was never any set way. We were allowed to weave it in with, you know, there was a lot in that training, and I think we've all come out of it taking what we needed, and nothing was ever forced upon us, or, you know, it was offered to us. There were just so many walks of life on the course, and yet we all were able to get something out of it in terms of relevance to our work. I found a lot more clarity around my own work. It really, like I said, it was the missing piece for me. I felt really complete at the end of the training.